So I go down to the gym and I have 20 minutes.
Yep.
What should I do?
Well, I know that you have a history of strength training.
Yeah, I do.
Right. And high intensity work. So if I were to take you for 20 minutes and you're in your home gym, I would warm up 5 minutes with mobilization because this is part of the conversation.
So bad at that, Stacy. I just want to get right to it.
I know, but it's so important. We have to be able to move well. And if we neglect mobilization, then we don't move so well.
So what is mobilization?
So this isn't stretching. This is like using resistance bands to what we call voodoo floss, the hamstring. So you have it attached to the rig so you can bend over and pull and distract the hip capsule, get into the hamstring. So it's not stretching, but it's opening up everything for a full range of motion. You start to have a little bit of shoulder impingement. You can use the resistance band, pull back, get in and pull the shoulder back. It helps prevent shoulder impingement, all sorts of things. So then if we say, okay, now we have 15 minutes left, I want you to do one compound movement. So are we working on our squats today? Then our mobilization is going to get in that full range of motion, opening up our hips, our knees, our ankles. And then we're going to build up our squats. And then maybe I'm going to have you do some pause squats. So you're going to tempo down, 2, 3, 4, pause at the bottom, explode out. And we might, depending on where you are in your program, maybe you're doing 4 sets of that. Maybe you're doing 5 sets of that on a heavier load, but we're trying to move with intent and some explosiveness. And then I'm going to have you finish with a little bit more mobilization because you've done some really hard explosive work in your squat. If we're not doing the explosive work and we're just doing our typical squats, then I'd have you finish with some battle rope work or maybe some sprints on your treadmill just for a little bit more high intensity. Done and dusted in 20 minutes.
Wow. Okay. Most women, when I looked at the research, have never lifted a weight. There's been really fun memes going around about women being the first in their generation to ever work on strength training. And I'm very certain.
It's
My
true.
mother jogged so much. She's had 3 bladder lifts and 8 children. So that was definitely a part of it. But like she swam a little bit but they had one of those machines that had the band that went around her waist.
Oh, yeah.
And would shake. And then my dad would get on it. And like my sister and I would sit there and watch them like shake their bellies.
Yeah,
and like that was their gym.
Yeah.
So
the vibration.
vibration.
Yeah. Similar. My parents both jogged. My dad was push-up stuff because of the Army, had to do calisthenics. We ended up with the Nordic track. And I think we had one of the Chuck Norris, like rope pulley systems at some point. And then when I was a teenager, I found the Firm aerobic workouts with weights.
Yeah.
Remember the Firm? Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I was the first one. And then I got into going to the gym with my friend at 16 because her brother was a bodybuilder and we had to go meet him at the gym. So instead of hanging out, we're like, okay, we're going to lift. And then I introduced my mom to the Firm aerobic workout with weights.
Amazing.
So she started doing small weights and she's been doing small handheld weights, but trying to get her to build that weight stuff up is hard because it's not in the culture.
How do you know, for an absolute beginner, if she's like listening to this podcast, where does she start?
I tell people if you're just starting your journey that you want to have a wellness meeting with yourself, 10 minutes, 3 times a week. We don't break wellness meetings. Well, we don't break meetings, and we definitely don't break wellness meetings with ourselves. If at first it's just the consistency of those 10 minutes, 3 times a week, and you're going outside with your cup of coffee and having time in nature to improve mental health, fantastic. But over the course of maybe 2 weeks, then I want you to start adding in some body weight stuff. That could be doing some air squats, could be doing some single leg lunges. Maybe you're doing balance on one leg, tree pose, push-ups against the wall. Anything that's going to be resistance push-pull for you as you start your journey. And you're going to find what you really like. And if you're like, I really enjoy working out at home and I want to be outside, then maybe you get an app. Maybe you get into something like P-Volve. Maybe you get into like Haley Happens stuff. Like there are lots of different really good programs that you can do at home. But ideally, you get a friend and you meet your friend and you have 20 minutes together where you can catch up, but you're also working out.
Isn't there mental health benefits? I mean,
Absolutely.
Working out with a friend is better on multiple levels.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I do miss that. I used to go to classes with my girlfriends and there was a lot of dancing and fun involved and some weights and stuff, but it wasn't enough and I got out of the habit, and the classes got really, really busy, and it was hard to find a spot. And so, but I do miss working out with friends,
Me too.
just for that social aspect.
Exactly. And sometimes you can push yourself a little bit more when you're with your friends. Yeah. So that's how I tell women to start. And then if you're already on a journey and you have a consistent like cardiovascular program, let's try to take out 1 or 2 of those days and make it a circuit program. So you already have it in your calendar what you're doing, and you get up and maybe you walk every day. But let's go, we walk one day, the next day we're going to go on your walking route, but we're going to pepper it up with some body weight stuff so that we can get some circuit work in there. Just start changing it a little bit because the body really likes to adapt to change, and that's how we get improvements.